Hello, hello, hello. One moment here. Thank you, Amma. Shout out Amma. That's not me. That is the DJ. Apologies for that. But this is me. It's your boy Honk here with RVEC. Back once again. We got Amma subscribing. I don't know if you were here for yesterday's session, but you were actually called out by Goter. Yeah, you were because you were chatting. I'm so sorry that he called you out. He's going to be eating his words now. So shout out to you. Shout out Zyno, Promfoot. How y'all doing? We are here. RVC Revolt Endurance Championship. Week 3. We're headed to Castle 2. We've raced on Supermarket 1, Game Room 2. Let's check out the standings here. And we got a lovely graphic by the one and only Kiki. Thank you very much. Check that out. Let me get y'all all set up here. Okay. So, as you can see, our front runners, famous Kiki Sting. The lobby is open. We're headed straight in, are we not? I'm a bit late. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I did not have my Revolt booted yet. I was just... because we are headed straight into the Axion, if I remember correctly. So my apologies. I'll be in 30 seconds. You can tell the lobby. It'll just be 30 seconds. If you already start, I totally understand. But we've got something exciting for the stream this week. We've got some channel points betting. And we've also got an announcement once we get into it. Now, is the password still the same? I love gambling, says Prawnfoot. Excellent. Okay, so can someone link me the password? What is going on here? Okay, got it. I was typing the wrong one. Okay. So, you will be able to bet on who you think is going to win using your channel points if you live in the country of Poland or or Quebec, perhaps the Netherlands. Maybe some Southeast Asian places. You're not going to be able to participate in the channel points betting. I do apologize, but for the rest of you, it's on. Okay. Let's head to our main thing. And very interesting questions, I know. I had forgotten all about this. We might see some more. Let's scroll down. Ah, the Toyeka. All the Toyekas except for G and Ertsu, the only ones brave enough to bring it out today. Okay. Roddick, welcome in, my man. We are about to head in. Now, I've got an update for y'all. It does look like we have exactly 16 racers for today. So, we are not going to be doing our initial qualifiers to see who gets into the race because we've got exactly 16 racers today. Shout out Go Terror, yes. Yes, G is a very flexible driver. Can drive just about anything. He's going to be going with the Cougar today, believing in it. This track is Cougar friendly. I've heard that. I had forgotten about it, but I have heard of that. So keep in mind, if you are new to the Revolt Endurance Championship, we skipped the first segment of qualifiers as we already have 16 racers. Shout out to Nick. Goodbye. Shout out to G-Force on the Big Cat Gaming. So, we've skipped the first round of qualifiers. We'll be headed straight into the main qualifiers. Now, what will these qualifiers determine? It's going to determine the starting position of the racers. It will be determined not by who finishes first, but by who gets the best lap time. They'll all have 5 minutes, As long as they cross the start line before 5 minutes starts, they're free to finish their lap. Whoever gets the absolute best lap time in the lobby will be starting our race, and whoever has the misfortune of being the worst best lap time in the race will be starting in the last place position. So that's simply how it goes. Now, as I alluded to, we have a special little situation going on where we're going to do some predictions. We've got some people who they've been stocking up their channel points. We can say that much. We've had a lot of viewers, and we have not had anything to spend those channel points on. So I'm sure they've been burning a hole in some of y'all's pockets. So what we're going to have is the top 3 drivers overall headed into this race will all have a spot in the poll. Those 3 people are Famous with 53 points, Kiki with 41, and Stingox with 29. And the fourth person that will be in the poll will be the crowd favorite. So I'm going to give y'all from now until the end of the qualifiers to write in chat one person that you're trying to root for, and whoever gets the most names, even if it's just one name in the chat, that will be our crowd favorite. So please feel free to cheer for somebody to have our crowd favorite, our wild card slot. Somebody you really just want to put your channel points on that isn't Kiki, Famous, or Stingox. That means Frostbitten, G, Ertzu. Maybe you want to root for a Cougar. We got G and Ertzu rocking those. We got Nick, Laggy Rock, Yun, Ama, Shigeki X, Makikoski representing Chile. Yun representing Chile as well. I don't know why I specifically said that. And we've also got BGM representing Chile as well. So I'm just, completely talking out my ass at this point. We got Kilobars. We got BGM, Lampert, and Powerade. All right. So our first cheer is out for Nick. So unless someone can beat Nick will be our crowd favorite headed into the race. And again, I apologize. We have a large Polish representation in Revolt competitive in general. So sorry to the Poles who cannot participate, but everyone else feeling good about that. So yeah. All right. Welcome in, Urak. Cougar going to have advantage going into turn 1. Got it. So, we've seen... last week we saw the strategy of going first to be quite powerful because there were very few people who just straight off went first. But this time we see a much larger group, and already a bunch of people have fallen prey to one wreck on one of the first turns here. So, Ama and Frost's not going to get a clean lap either because he got caught up in it. So it's really just Ama out of that group who's going for a best lap right now. We saw some other people. We see Powerade just positioning, letting others go by, getting ready for a new lap. Yeah, nice start. Agree. Okay. Let me turn this up a bit. Okay. Should be good. Now, we're only 2 laps in, so I will give it a little bit of time before we start seeing our best laps. It looks like Sting has fallen out of another lap. I think he was in the initial trio of people who got caught up. Not 100% sure about that, but Powerade. Hey! Powerade with a little shortcut. We'll see if it works out. Trying something a little slick. I have a feeling that was not very good, though. But he does have a new best lap by 9 seconds headed into it. He's beating Famous by 3 seconds, so I assume Famous hasn't gotten a good lap either. Approaching the 2-minute point of our race, let's go ahead and start to look through some of these best laps. 41.79 for Lampert, 41.557 for G, 43 for Makikoski, 42 for our other Cougar, 44, 48, 41.773 for Amma. So we got 3 41s, make that 4. I think Frost has got our current best lap with a 41.399. 41.488. That should be second on the board for Nick. BGM sub 42. Laggy Rock sub 42. Okay, everybody's starting to get their sub 42s in. Kila just barely managing to get around Laggy Rock. He went for a repo, and I think that gave him the space he needed. He is going to tap the corner, lose some speed. So yeah, just getting a little taste of what is to come. Keep in mind the racing strategies, I'm sure many of you know this, but for anybody who doesn't, the racing strategies are a bit different in the qualifier versus the overall event. An endurance event, it's going to be much more of a focus on consistency once we get to the actual event. So just because someone underperforms here, it doesn't necessarily mean, or overperforms here, doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be able to bring it in the race. We're just looking at who is getting those prized starting positions. Obviously, getting that pole position is incredibly powerful. As long as you don't wreck, you've got clean road right in front of you. And so that is obviously quite a coveted spot. I would assume that many people have been preparing their lines for this qualifier, trying to get into the best time that they possibly can. And the Cougars have, I'm assuming, if anything, the Cougars would have an advantage in best lap. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make sense to have a Cougar at all because they aren't able to really recover that well. So Toyota beats them out handedly in recovery potential. As you know, we're just flipping through, looking at some of these best laps. Unfortunately, Ertzu, one of our Cougars, has not been able to snag that sub 41. I'm sorry, sub 42. And Zyno agreeing, Cougar has to risk a lot. Okay, okay. Noted. For the line. Okay, got it. But G has been able to lock down a 41.53 with his Cougar. And that might be one of our best times so far. We got Amma with the 41.233. He wrecks out, though. He's not going to be able to get a best lap from this one. And in fact, he's going to be struggling to even start another lap off that. He might just be done. He stops, yeah. 41.363 for Frost. So he is going to be second. Kiki almost definitely has our current best lap, 41.192. Let's see what Nick has got to say. He's behind Kiki, 41.368. And it doesn't look like any of these races will be able to start a new lap. As for people starting it, we'll watch the starting line here. We'll try to get an idea. Is anybody even close? Nick is not going to be able to start a new lap. I think Kiki, Frost, BGM not going to start a new lap. I think it's Kiki and Frost are probably the only two going for a new lap here. So we'll see how they do. Oh, Kiki is going to wreck, but currently sitting on that best lap time. Got to be feeling pretty good. We'll see if Frost has got what it takes to lock down a better time. But it's not a bad situation for him. He's currently sitting with 40. Kiki Frost has like the third best time going into this. So even if, and he doesn't manage to lock it down. The reason why people are stopping is because if they aren't able to start a new lap by 5 minutes, they have to stop. So, for example, Amma wrecked out early in the lap. He realized he's not going to be able to start a new lap, and so he just stopped. And he got out of the way for the other racers. So that's just a little detail. Now, if you last chance for the crowd favorite. If you're interested in doing some channel point predictions, and you have someone who isn't in our top 3 that you want to put your points on, now is the time to cheer for them. Whoever I see get the most cheers, unique, one per person. So far, we've got 1 cheer for Nick. So if we don't get anyone else, then Nick is going to be our crowd favorite. But again, our top 3 is Famous, Kiki, and Sting, so you can't choose them. But anyone else, I'll give you all about 30 more seconds to get anything in. And we will do our predictions. In the meantime, I guess, something more important to a lot of you viewers is seeing who got our best laps. So It is kind of a lot to read out, but I'll go ahead and flip through. If you all want to see some of these best laps, I'll give you all a chance to look at them so that you can see them before they're officially logged down. I see a lot of 41.4s, a lot of 41.5s, Makakowski 41.29, 41.193 for Keela, 41.091 for Famous. I think that will be Famous, who is going to be actually leading. Yeah, almost definitely. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our predictions. We'll do it we'll stop the predictions before the race begins. Now, when exactly did we say it will start? Alright, y'all, so if anybody wants to get in their channel predictions, we're gonna do them now. I'll do like let's do like a 5-minute timer on it. Or does anyone want to wait until the best lap times get in, or do we just want to go ahead and get it out? Let's do a little bit longer. We'll do like let's just go with like 7 minutes. I'll give you all 7 minutes. Best I can do is 10. Oh, the results are already up. Okay, I'll do 5 minutes then. Okay, there we go. So go ahead, go crazy if you feel like it, have fun. But we are going to be starting our race shortly. Yun saying, I'm the worst one. Be getting those official results in a nice little graphic. Once again, Kiki with the graphic, just putting in all the legwork for this stream, making it happen, making it what it is. And in the spirit of that, let's get some of those going. We can show the standings for a bit first. Maddie, all 20K on fam. There it is. There it is. Had to have at least one all-inner. Had to have at least one all-inner. Famous, not as confident though. Okay, interesting. Kiki saying also all in on fam, despite them being one of the players in the current channel points betting, them being one of the 4. Huge shout out for that one. Of course, the JK is called, but... Okay. So again, checking out our standings as we head into track 3. And just a little recap, if y'all forgot already, Game Room 2, I will remind y'all, Kiki was extremely close to being able to overtake Famous. In fact, I would say that Kiki, if I remember correctly, led the race for a majority of it. But Famous eventually finding the dub, just barely. It was a repeat of what happened last year on Game Room 2, where Stingox just barely came in second. And... so yeah, we've got Famous with 2 dubs to his name. He got Best Lap in Supermarket 1, which is his favorite track. But wasn't able to get a single Best Lap for Game Room 2, even 3rd place. That was Nick who got the Best Lap. Sting in second once again, and Kiki in 3rd. So as we see the points overall standings, 1st and 2nd, pretty close. But you see a gap has already started to emerge between 2nd and 3rd. So racers like Sting, Frostbitten, Ama, Keela, Nick, they're going to be racing to try to close that gap. Powerade as well. We'll see if they're able to do it. Really, I will say all of midfield is very evenly matched. So even the people that I didn't name a little bit further down, they're very much still caught up in this group. but they have to stop the bleeding now. Now, I will remind you, we are only doing the 7 best laps. Or, I'm sorry, the 7 best tracks. So your 3 worst tracks are not going to get counted. And here, sorry about that. Thank you, Kiki, for letting me know. I'm a little bit late there on getting it, but we will absolutely show it. Not because of your fault. It's entirely my fault not seeing it, but we'll get that up. Let's go here. Let's put it here. Yeah, Kiki is really carrying. Let's get it pulled up here. Sorry, y'all. Saved it in the wrong spot here. Let's go. Let's get it pulled up. Okay. Famous Kiki Kilabaris is our front 3. By the way, hey, Kippy. Yeah, we got famous Kiki Kilabaris for our best laps. 1 millisecond behind Kiki is Kilabaris. And yeah, so there it goes. Yun, unfortunately, going to be starting in our back, but it just means he's going to have a lot of fun passing all those hoes. So we should be headed in soon. I have the distinct pleasure of saying go, and I'm going to do it at the correct time this time. So that will be exciting as well. We should be headed in soon. We got some betters coming in. Okay. Big points on Famous, 6K on Kiki. Only a little bit on the other 2, just tossing in a little bit. Shigeki is my prediction, says BGM. BGM, you should have been in here cheering on. You could have gotten Shigeki as a crowd favorite. Welcome in, BGM. Hope you have a good race today. Urak, shout out. Shout out to Mekakowski. Okay, and we are headed in. Excellent stuff. Now keep in mind, because we did our qualifiers, everybody is going to be in a row based on how they did. And so I'm going to be waiting for Frost to give me the go-ahead, and then I will announce go for the racers, and we'll be off. I like it, Kippy. I like it. The wild card. Okay. Okay, go! Famous decided to just go when Frost gave their go-ahead instead of waiting for me. So I have no function in this race, but I'm going to insert myself and say go anyways. So shout out to me for doing that, and we are away. Famous and Kiki Kilabaris, as expected. Everybody's already leaving. I'm like, all right, let's go. Y'all can go ahead. That threw me off a little bit. We are going through though. Kiki holding Famous's feet to the fire already. Lap 1, not letting him go. 6 meters between the 2 of them. Let's see how backfield is going a bit, because sometimes it does get a little bit shiesty there towards the back. Clean lines. As we flip through, Lampert on the pass. Keela not able to find his footing. Oh, whoa. Nick getting crowded out there. Yun still in the back position. Let's see how Famous and Kiki's going. Keep in mind, y'all, this isn't like the RVRL. Today we've got 64 laps for y'all. Whole lot of time left to go. Shout out Inigo. Okay. As that race continues, checking back a bit, Makakowski still holding the gauntlet. Out in third, got Frost and Sting both on his tail. No easy task for Makakowski, but he's been able to hold on to it so far. Frost does seem like he's approaching just ever so slightly. Nick. Hey man, Keel had the line. Let's be real here. Lampert lost his speed. Okay. And as our ooh, Frost getting caught under the table. Nick trying to find the pass on Sting. Let's tune into this for a little bit longer because it does look like Nick has been quite gaining on Sting. See if he's able to make anything happen. Sting does get the better of that turn. We'll watch these turns go through. And let's watch the table, and we'll move back a bit, see how further back midfield's going. Okay. Frost and Amma, 6th, 7th. Gap for 7th and 8th. Keela holding on to 9th. G with the Cougar. Power 8 Yun. Yun moving up a number of positions. Laggy Rock! Ooh! Laggy Rock and Airtsu in the thick of it. And yeah, Airtsu and the Dr. Pepper Cougar. May be sponsored by Dr. Pepper, but he's not able to make it happen so far. Power 8 looking a little bit shaky there. And Famous has managed to get away from Kiki just a bit. But Kiki not being accosted by those racers behind yet. It looks like Sting Famous has just gotten a nice lead. Shout out to Duck. I agree, Inigo. They make it look easy. They really do. Sting and Nick continuing. Okay. Nick with the table misfortune as well, and he's trying to turn it around. He catches off about 3 players there. I know they're not going to be too happy about that. Nick trying to make that recovery work, but he's just way too far under that chair to do it. Famous was notably, he was saying in the in-game chat and in Twitch chat that he was not feeling super confident. But so far, it's been pretty much the opposite display so far, as he's mounted a pretty powerful lead already. I will say it looks like Kiki has done a little bit of recovery, got it down to about 25 meters once they get to those straightaways. But it is an early Famous lead. And a bit of a situation that we've noticed is that Famous often has poor starts and finds himself pretty far back midfield as he's starting out, maybe like 7th, 8th, maybe even further back than that. And he's been able to overcome. So a situation where he's already first, he's got to be feeling good about that. Started out first, has held on to first. It is Amma, BGM, and Nick. BGM has moved up a couple positions here, trying to find Amma as well. Keela Baris has moved up too. And this battle is not over yet. Oh, whoa. BGM on the inside, almost blocking off Amma, but it does work out. Pretty clean pass there. Oh. Bookcases catching off Nick. It is going to be enough for Keela to find a pass. Keela started off, I think, 3rd place. He had 3rd best lap, but some early issues way early on. BGM continuing to fight with Amma. Okay. And you know what I'm curious to see? How is the battle for first going? Does look like Kiki falling back a little bit more. It's now Sting who's approaching. Like we said, Nick he was in a tight contention with Sting, but a wreck on under the table was enough to take him out of that. Frost, BGM, Ama, Keela, Nick continues. Looks like Keela found that pass. And 150 meters between 8th and 9th here, already on lap 11. So, Makakowski, G, Lampert, Ertzu grouped up, fighting for 9th, but they're going to have a lot of work to do to get any further than 9th. So, we'll see who's able to escape this grouping of cars. Powerade is in that mix as well. And our two people who have not been able to find footing so far, Laggy Rock and Yun, they're going to be looking for that pack of 9th to 13th around that area. Famous continuing. And I would like to give Famous a lap where we just watch him, see how he's doing as our first place leader. But there's a couple things I want to check in on. There's this battle right here. Kilo looks like he's passed up more people. BGM seems to have had a wreck. And so I think we'll stay tuned in here for a bit. We could use some pit stops. I would love to see pit stops in this game. I'm not gonna lie. I think pit stops would add an element of complexity that I would really enjoy. Maybe some wheels situations. We actually did. I don't know if y'all remember, but we did do some like wheels races where you had the options of like wet. I should not have been talking about that during that situation because Ama is going to get trapped up in a crevasse of sorts. And Keela is going to say thank you very much. He's recovered about 4 positions so far, which is no small feat in an endurance race of the top endurance racers that Revolt has to offer. So Keela is going to be feeling pretty good about this. He's not out of Nick's hair yet, though. And Nick is going to be hungry for more, finds the overtake. Exactly, tires management would be extremely cool. Ooh, Alma taking it very wide as if he knew something was going to go down, and indeed it did. So he found that pass on Keela, able to make a nice clean pass, going on the outside there. Ooh, caught up a little bit too much, bit too strong of a wall bump, and hits the wall instead of getting a nice tight turn that he was aiming for. Now, as we flip up further, big gaps emerging. Frost sitting in a pretty decent spot. Sting trying to find Kiki. Famous still 60 meters out in the lead. Now Joker laps is something I'm not entirely... What is a Joker lap, Duck? I may be exposing myself asking that question, but I'd like to know. Famous Kiki Sting is our front 3 still. Let's see. Any close things that we can watch? I think we give the camera to our track leader for a moment here. See how he's doing it. Current best lap 41.360, which is already a better best lap than a lot of the racers in the field. A long cut exactly once. Ooh, now you're speaking my language, Duck. I like the idea of that. Holy shit. Bring in pit stops, bring in tire management, bring in Joker laps. Let's do it all. And our first laps are already starting. Yun just going to let Famous by like a very polite chap. Okay, and I think it's time to move on. Let's see, Kiki going on second. Strong lead over Sting. Still decently strong. Nick, I think Nick has gained on Frost a bit. Love Shara Sessions. I will say, love Shara Sessions. They're not always the most popular because they do tend to do some crazy stuff from time to time. But I love being in the lobby for every single one of them. We do have a battle on our hands. 7th, 8th, 9th is what it's looking like. BGM Amma Makakowski in the mix. And let's see how it goes. BGM has not been able to escape Amma despite trying his best. I think he did escape and then had a wreck. Maybe 2. And there it is. More pressure in that table area. It does look like that is our main trouble spot. We've also got this area right up ahead where they go for the wall bumps. And it looks like lots of time is able to be gained or lost through the wall bumps. But the main killers, I say killers plural, we got that table. And we've also got this other part that I neglected to mention that's also very important right here. Has caught some people off guard. It's going to catch Makakowski off. Oh, okay. You couldn't have been. I mean, trust me. I know it looks like there's a script writer, but I promise there is no production team. It is what it is. Shout out to Makakowski. BGM Kilobaris. Kilobaris seemed like he was a bit closer than previously, but we got another tight battle on our hands that I think we need to tune into. Frost versus Nick is the race to watch for right now. Let's get a little switch up here. Hey! The quality is terrible on this one. Alright. Frost and Nick! It deserves some Eurobeat. A race for the ages right here. 4th, 5th. A classic battle between Nick and Frost, and Nick finding that pass. Gonna give Frost a little honk. Ooh, my bad on that one. Okay. Nick and Frost. What more can you ask for, right? The RVEC Season 4, we've got Nick and Frost battling it out. They are a bit further back, 4th, 5th, but a great battle to watch nonetheless. We're going to stay tuned in for a bit. They're going to have a straightaway up ahead, and we're going to check in on our podium positions during that. Ooh, Frost getting in really close. Okay, Kiki has continued to keep it close with Famous, but Sting keeping it close to Kiki as well. Simple enough. Frost and Nick, the battle to watch. Oh! Ooh, oh my goodness! Tension building. Frost just lost out in a huge way off of that, compounding the issues of that earlier wreck. Makakowski 8th, Amma 9th. Meanwhile, BGM, I think he's finally managed to escape the clutches of Amma, and he's now chasing down Kilobaris. Okay, not sure what happened there, but we got a race on our hands. Almost just spilled my coffee. That would have been really bad, but I didn't. So we got a race to watch. I agree with that too, man. The ideas in this chat today are absolutely out of this world. I know it's nothing too crazy. It is, typical racing stuff, but it's stuff that would be really good implemented to Revolt here and there. Don't fight Nick. Our opponent is behind you. Or don't fight Nick, rather. But we are still on this Kilobaris BGM, but let's check how things are going. Kiki. Keeping it 30 meters. Y'all are too funny in this chat. Okay. We're here lap 25 of 64, approaching the halfway point already. It's been a really, really quick race. Kiki's looking strong. Kiki is looking strong, but is he strong enough to take down Famous? I will remind our viewers, for those who aren't in the know, for the past, I think, 2 entire seasons, the only people who have been winning races are Famous and Frostbitten. Those are the only 2 people that have taken a first. And so, we are potentially going to see a new first place eventually. But when we see Famous leading, we're not particularly surprised by it. Makikoski, another wreck out of nowhere. Gee, finding some momentum here in the Cougar. Past up Makikoski, might be able to find Ama. Thank you for that follow. Okay, gonna flip through the backfield to get an idea of how it's going. Power 8 still up in the mix. Can find a number of people. Lampert has been doing some great recovery work off some early issues. And we're back at the front. Famous, a mere 20 to 30 meters in the lead against Kiki. Kiki keeping it close, just as he did on Game Room 2. All right. Kiki putting in work. Really is. You gotta work so hard for every single meter against a racer like Famous, and Kiki is trying to mount that comeback. We will stay locked and loaded on that battle for sure. But kind of flipping through, we see Frost is still out in 5th. Got Nick ahead. Like we said, still 60 meters as a result of some catastrophic chain crashing out of Frostbitten. BGM and Keela for 6th, 7th. Another race to watch. And let's head back. Kiki with a 41.183. Famous with a 41.252. Again, endurance racing, of course, it's much more about consistency than about best laps, but best lap points are awarded additionally. If you are able to get the first best lap in the race, you get 3 points. Second best gets 2, third best gets 1. So there actually are some additional points on the board for a best lap scenario. So let's say you get second and you get first best lap. Well, that's only going to put you 2 points behind first place without a best lap. So it will really do a good job to stop the bleeding. The thing is, people in the backfield, if they might just start YOLOing some laps. You know, you don't really have the comfort of being able to YOLO a couple best laps. If you're in the middle of nowhere, we do see Nick. Oh my. That is going to allow the battle between Nick and Frost to begin again, let's say. A classic battle. And our eyes are on it. But as I was saying, it's going to be really tough for someone like Kiki, who is trying to find that consistency against Frost or against Famous and get those small meter increment advantages. It's going to be tough for them to YOLO a best lap, but a 41.1xx for Kiki, that's going to be tough. Nick veering off a wreck that we haven't quite seen before, bit reminiscent of an area on Supermarket 1 for me, where you try to turn one way and it just turns you the other way, right at this one specific spot before the ramp if you don't do the drop down shortcut. That's kind of what it looked like to me, but Nick, he's going to recover, right? He's going to recover. It's going to be a bit of a similar situation as Kiki and Famous. And I say that, and it looks like Kiki has approached some more. Managed to sneak in another couple of meters against Famous. Maybe. Welcome in, Cam. Let's see where BGM is at. Frost and Nick still 4th, 5th, and BGM. Ooh, BGM is hot in the mix. He's fighting for 5th, 4th, also being challenged by Kilabaris. And Kilabaris has got 150 meters on Power 8, so he's got nothing to lose here as he continues to chase down BGM. And let's see how this continues to develop for a bit. Oh my, BGM losing it, but he manages to find a very defensive position against Keela. He does apologize, it wasn't quite intentional, but it was. Kilabaris, I think he honked back at BGM to let him know it's all good, but both of them going to get caught up in that a bit. Nick and Frost brawling it out still for 4th. Ooh. And it looks like during that happening, we missed a give or take 25 meter accident out of Kiki. Yeah, I agree, Doug. I would like to see no chatting in lobby as well, but it is what it is. Someone was chatting on Frostbitten's last lap in the qualifier. I was like, no. Hopefully, you gotta have high chat on, you know, simple as that. Oh, that scared me a bit, but it was just a connection difference there that created an optical illusion. Kiki did not actually wreck. But Sting, we haven't talked very much about Sting at all because he's kind of been in no man's land out in 3rd. But this is definitely going to put him in the running for 2nd, at least. But we've got a more important race on our hands, a much closer race, and it's Frost versus Nick continuing. True, Kippy. You can't ban a Revolt dev. It's just, yeah, just a bad look. He probably has your IP. He can probably do crazy stuff to your computer. I don't want to deal with it. Say whatever you want, BGM. Nick, in the meantime, he is closing the gap here. And now, we know Nick is a very fast racer. Has great lines, just sometimes might cut it a bit too close. So in a cat and mouse situation like this, he's definitely going to be feeling in control here. Yeah, Doug, I know. I could hack him back if worse comes to worse. Yeah, I'll hack him back. I'm not sure if this is a new name in 6, but we do see BGM 60 meters back. I'm too afraid to flip and look at it. Oh, Nick cutting it too close, just as we hypothesized. BGM and Keela still neck and neck, so it is 2 people. It could be a package deal pass on Nick if he does wreck again. We're approaching lap 40. Lap 40 will be upon us soon. And G, we will say G has had a rough race for sure. Kind of racing that he himself said he's racing an underdog position with the Cougar. But I gotta shut up because Keela is on the inside and he does find the pass. BGM has got to break, or otherwise he's gonna wreck out. And so Keela does find the pass. A very, very nice pass. And I could see it. I could see his intentions in that. So very carefully planned attack by Keela, and it does work out to his advantage. Nick and Frost, Sting and Kiki. Our battles continue. Famous, 70 meters out in the lead, and I know we had Maddie put it all in on Famous. He all-inned on Famous, all of his channel points. So he's got to be feeling good. But I gotta tell you, if you think it's over, it's definitely not, because 70 meters, just one wreck to put him back in that position that Kiki was in previously. And he's not just gonna have Kiki to deal with, but also Sting. Now, we looked away from Frost and Nick when Nick was spinning out just a little while ago. And we thought Nick was out of that contention with Frost, but it does look like they're right back in it. 20 meters between the two of them. Keela still staying close by, and guess what? BGM has recovered fully. Keela hits the wall. BGM finds the overtake, and now it's going to be BGM in 6, chasing down Nick and Frost. What's Fam's best lap? Let's find out. Oh, so sorry, y'all. It looks like we did miss an overtake. Fam got a 41.25. Sting 41.33. He does find the overtake on Kiki. Kiki doing some recovery work. And we actually had a lot of predictors here. Welcome in, Walele. I think Walele went for Nick. Yeah, that would be a good way to describe it, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna have to continue watching this. Kiki does have that, the pace advantage, I'm assuming. Just has some wrecks, but we'll have to see. Now, I will note, there is a big ocean of space between Kiki and Frost. Between 3rd and 4th. So that is a notable situation. It may impact these racers' philosophies up here in the podium position, especially as they continue to fall back from Famous 100 meters back. We might see, depending on how this race between Sting and Kiki develops, Sting getting caught up in Yuen. He is going to slow down, though. A very honorable move by Kiki. He might have just been trying to make sure he doesn't wreck, but either way, he let Sting back by, and it definitely, Sting got overtaken because of that accident from Yuen. So cool stuff to see if that was the case out of Kiki, and they're going to continue to keep it neck and neck, 2nd, 3rd. Ooh, Kiki trying to find the inside, but instead he finds nothing but books. And that's good. Books are good. Books are good. You know, books get a lot of shit in the modern day. We love books, but it looks like Sting wrecked as well, so it's going to be right back to this situation. Yeah, Fam is definitely benefiting quite greatly from this feud between Sting and Kiki that's developed, as they're both starting to lose their grip a little bit, and it's just every single opportunity for Fam to extend that lead that he's got. Nick and Frost, a tight contention once again. Nick is currently leading over Frost for that 4th place position. And like we mentioned, 4th is very far away from 3rd. Very far away. So this is really, this battle between the two of them is the only thing on their minds. They've got 75 meters ahead of BGM, who BGM notably ahead of Keela. Let's see how that's doing. Keela and BGM neck and neck still. We've got 2 neck and neck races to watch. We'll let Nick and Frost get to the straightaway, and then we'll flip over for a bit, and we'll see how they handle the table. Nick and Frost, that is. Okay, so we'll flip back for just a bit. Keela and BGM through a very tricky portion. Okay, they both land the table. Let's see Keela and BGM. Okay, situation is normal. The books. All right. I would love, Duck, I remember that. I think you showed, you remember that thing that you did where you're able to show like 2 races going on simultaneously? That would be sick right here. That would be so sick right here. Frost on the outside, losing a little bit of his legging against Nick. Use 2 windows. I like that. I like that. Okay. Neck and neck. I really want to check out first, second, third, though. We spent too much time on this midfield, and Sting and Kiki, who knows how that's going. We did at least get to see that. So that race has smoothed out quite a bit off the back of that accident. Nick and Frost continuing. Kiki trying to chase down Sting. Sting dealing with some lap traffic through the library. But it is going to be decently alright. Famous 150 meters in the lead is how he continues. Nick has wrecked. I'm assuming at the table section we look away for just 1 second and it's enough time. So BGM wrecked and Nick wrecked. So our race for 4th and our race for 6th both have evaporated. And we've got a new race on our hands. Nick versus Keela. Will Nick be able to hold on to the scraps of 5th? Or will he get in his head about the situation? Maybe Frost will find a wreck here as well. Frost has not been able to find too much consistency, slowing down quite a bit there. The table area has been trouble for him before. Okay, I think it's time to kind of flip through all of our races and see what we've got heating up. We're here lap 50 of 64. BGM is in 7th. Ama and G fighting for 8th. G with that Cougar. Lampert and Power 8 for 10th. Laggy Rock and Makakowski. It's so unfortunate. The story of Makakowski. We saw him starting so strong. And now to see him back in 13th, you hate to see it. Makakowski, if you're listening in, I do hate to say stuff like that, but you did have such a powerful, strong lead. Oh my goodness, is he tuned into the stream? I'm so sorry to disrupt you there with the anti-posy vibes. That was just not a posy vibe scenario. And I can see you felt that. So that's my bad on that one. And we've got Sting and Kiki 2nd, 3rd. Definitely an F moment. You know, Kippy, I take no pleasure. I take no pleasure in doing such things. Trust me. The race for 2nd. We may be having our jokes and our laughs, but meanwhile, this race for 2nd is still on the menu. Sting has not managed to break away from Kiki at all whatsoever. But Famous still staying 150 meters. Ewan maybe getting some lag, might just be dropping out of this race. I'm not sure. He's definitely giving everyone a wide berth to pass. He's not had the strongest castle. It is what it is. It is what it is. I totally am there with them. Just not wanting to be invasive in the other races, you know. But Nick, Frost, Keela, we've got another race for fourth on our hands. I mean, this battle between Nick and Frost just has not died down at all. Nice, Duck. Okay. I always get confused if this is 10 laps left or 11 laps left, but we've got either 10 or 11 laps left here. Lap on 54 of 64. Keela trying to find a pass on none other than Frostbitten. And he's on the inside. Oh! Wait, is that dirty driving? What does the chat think? Is that dirty driving? Or is that just an overtake? I don't know. I mean, Keela Bar's just going for it. He finds it, and yeah, nice. A bit dirty, sure, yeah. Let's go. Let's call it what it is, but legal indeed. He finds that pass. A little bit of a dime bomb scenario, but he's going to say thank you very much. Now, if he can hold on to it, he might be able to scoop up Nick as well. I agree, Inigo. I agree. I'm glad we caught that. I'm glad we caught that. Now, we got to see if Frost is going to attempt something similar to Keela, or if he's going to keep a you know, calm demeanor about it. Because if he's upset about it, you know, we might see, and you know what they say, if you seek out revenge, it's something Confucius said, so it's a very trustworthy source. If you go out for revenge, dig 2 graves, and one of them is for yourself. So we'll see if Frost chooses to dig a grave for himself, or if he lets this go and he just overtakes Keela a little bit later on. He's got some time left to work with it. I mean, only 10 meters behind Keela. So Frost is wrecked. Frost has wrecked. And keep in mind, like we said, Famous and Frost have been the only 2 people to get wins. And so it looks like Famous is the only one holding out here. Frost has not been able to find the positions that I'm sure he wants. So our little Guinness Book of World Records, the most wins consecutively without letting anyone else win in the Revolt Endurance Championship. We could see a changing of the guard if this continues. Or we might just see Famous win every single race. You know, who knows? Who knows? Somebody's got to challenge him. I will say he's lost 20 meters against Sting and Kiki, but still 130 meters. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Yun, we were wondering. We saw that. We saw that. Huge F for Yun. Hate to, you know, it's the nature of those endurance races. One little problem with the internet over the span of 45 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe an hour, and you're done. But anyways, Frost is really feeling the pressure. BGM has had a wreck to mirror Frostbitten's wreck, but Frost is going to be falling out of that contention for 4th, 5th in a big way. Now, Keela and Nick have not been the most consistent drivers, so that is Frost's window back in. But we've really got to stay tuned in on this battle for a second. It continues. They've got about 5 laps left. How is this going to end? Now, something that I haven't actually mentioned. While we've got a break in the action, and I will shut the hell up if something develops here between the 2 of them, but I have a little bit of an announcement. We've got something new for the RVEC for those who stay, who make it through the event. You can vote for who you felt was the player of the week, kind of like the people's champion for the week. Now, the only catch is you can't choose whoever wins. You can't choose whoever wins, and this is just a trial run. So if y'all hate that rule, DM me, let me know, and we can do no restrictions at all. But we thought it would be kind of like a player's champion, whoever you felt like raced the best in today's race. And we're gonna have a straw poll for it afterwards, and we'll have a nice little graphic in the next stream to commemorate it, to see who won Player of the Week for this week. So be keeping in mind any crazy plays that you saw, any intense driving that you feel like, and you know, make your voice heard after this race ends. We are in the final steps here. Sting versus Kiki. It continues. They're caught up behind G. They're battling for second place. Lap 61 of 64. Exactly, chat. So, how is this battle going? Nick, a comfortable fourth. BGM continuing to chase down Frost. And that looks to be it as we continue on. We got to stay tuned in to the battle for second. And right when we see it, we didn't quite see what happened there. It looked like G might have had influence in that. It might have just been a solo wreck by Kiki. But Kiki falling out of that battle, second and third. It is going to be looking like Sting. Now, a wreck for 50 meters is certainly not unheard of on this track. It's happened many times, so as pressure continues to build, we might see Sting break. But right now, it is looking like that will be our position. Nick, Keela continuing on for fourth. Frost wrecking some more in sixth. BGM looks like he's going to be challenging it as well. So, in our final laps, we got to stay tuned in here. But it's just not much to watch. Not much to watch. If you couldn't tell, I'm having trouble deciding what to do at this point. So let's tune in here. Final lap. Final lap. Famous going to be finishing soon. Sting slowing down, just taking it super safe. I don't think we're going to see Sting make a wreck. There might be something better to watch here as our race winds down. Nick and Keela looking like an ideal situation. Maybe BGM Ama. Okay, that's what we're going to tune into next after we see how Nick is able to do on the final lap. Actually, you know, okay, good. So, going to finish out pretty straightforward. Sting in second, right? Yes. Kiki in third. We've got Nick passing through the table. He's got one more table pass. He's got the bounces in the library. Let's see if he's able to make it happen. And it is going to be a straightforward finish. Meanwhile, BGM, Ama, Powerade in their final turns. Powerade has been putting in some serious work, has found a number of positions. He's trying to find one or two more in the final section of the library, and Ama wrecks on a book. Ama wrecks on a book, and Powerade somehow, out of nowhere, I thought it couldn't possibly happen. But Powerade finds the upset out of nowhere, and that's why you never stop until the final turn is done. Because something like that could happen. We didn't see anybody wreck at that book the entire time. But Ama flipping his car the very end. And that's how they'll catch you like that. So much pressure being applied by Powerade. It was enough. Laggy Rock chiming in, total garbage track. Okay. Okay, so that concludes our race for today. We can check out the best laps, maybe, if people are staying in. Oh my god, Fam with a 41.082. We had Sting with a 41.140. And Famous is looking to get... Kiki. Rough race for sure. I couldn't see your best lap. I don't know if you YOLO'd any best laps. You were kind of so close to drivers the entire time that I guess you didn't really have a chance to do that. Okay, Kiki's second for best lap. And it looks like Famous first for best lap. So, good race for the week. Couple of close battles. We saw an insane overtake by Keela there at one point, and let's get our poll going for DOTD. I was calling it Player of the Week, but I like DOTD more. I guess that's Driver of the Day. So good to go. If you stayed around, let's go ahead and get those going. Now I was gonna pull up something. And I'm forgetting. Oh right. We can check out the track list. Up next, Port Lamano 2. Now, please stick around. I should have had this up earlier. Shit. So let's get this going now. If I could get a player list, that would help me out a lot. I'm just going to put them all in here. Okay, good to go. And again, thank you for standing by, letting your voice be heard, and who you thought had the drive of the day, who was our driver of the day, who was our standout. I think I've got just about everyone. I think we're one or two people short, but I think I'm just gonna run with it. Yeah, let's go. All right, straw poll coming up now. Oh my God, I'm not signed into the chat. Are you shitting me? Okay, here we go. So please have your voice heard. Those of you who are tuning in right now, the driver of the day, go ahead and give a straw poll response who you felt like that person was. Famous, there's a catch. Whoever wins the race can actually not be the driver of the day. And that restriction can be removed if y'all who are participating in driver of the day, you don't agree with that. If you don't agree with that restriction, please DM me, let me know. We can change it. This is more of a test run. But yeah, the idea is that Famous, whoever's the winner, BGM is missing in it. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can edit it. I told you all I was missing one person. Okay, add option, BGM, save changes. There we go. And let's share it again with y'all. Here we go. It is this exact same link. BGM is on the poll now. Thank you, Power8. Again, you can't vote for Famous, but you can vote for anybody else that you felt like had the best race, anything in particular that stood out to you that you want to give them driver of the day for. Please go ahead and do so. But that is that. We'll be announcing who won driver of the day next week. Famous didn't really see too much. Feel free to check out the VOD as well. I know that's kind of a big ask for the people who participate in the race, but hey, you'll get to see yourself on the VOD, so that's pretty cool. And also, I just want to make a quick note. I'm looking at the subscriber list right now, and I see 17 subscribers, so I just want to give a massive shout out to those people. If you subscribed, like, that's an insane number. I'm putting like I'm gonna put whatever amount of money I get from the subscribers. We're putting that all towards the RVRL prize pool to try to get us boosted up to the next levels on that. So $250 for each subscriber. Thank y'all so much for your contributions. That's really, really huge. Did not expect to see that number. So y'all have really been putting in your money where your mouth is as far as that goes, helping to put some financial boost behind But keep in mind, I mean, we know Revolt, at the end of the day, it's all about the glory more so than the money. But hey, what's wrong with some money? You get the first place win in Division 1 for the week, you get $10. I mean, oh no, that's, you know, like, that's fucking awesome. So, yeah, if you're just now here, make sure to vote in the driver of the day straw poll. But that basically concludes it to me. I'm signing out. We're going to have Revolt Racing League Wednesday, Division 3 at 18 UTC. Division 2 will be Friday at 19 UTC. Division 1 will be Saturday at 19 UTC. And we'll have the Revolt Endurance Championship, same time, same place. Race officially starts at 19:30 on Sunday, but we start the show a little bit early, do qualifiers, do this and that. So a little note about the driver of the day. We currently have a restriction where if you win the race, you can't also be considered for driver of the day. Cause it's kind of like the people's, like the crowd favorite who they felt like so keep in mind, feel free to discuss that. Like if you want to discuss it wherever you want to discuss it in Discord, if you want to DM me, whatever. If you don't like that restriction, then we can make it not the case. But yeah, the driver of the day, very good question. It's going to be announced in the next session. So before the next session starts, and the reason for that is we're going to do a nice graphic for the driver of the day and stuff like that. So we're going to get that all set up and looking nice, and then we'll announce it officially in the next week. So yeah, and Nick's saying next track I'm winning, Dad. Okay, Nick, let's see it. Keep in mind, even if you don't win, you can win driver of the day. So I mean, it may not be a race win, you know what I mean? It may not be a race win, but you might not get points for it or really anything for it, but you will be, you will be the people's favorite. So that concludes our event for today. We'll be getting back to you on the details. We had the channel point predictions as well. I see Nick predicted, despite living in Poland, which is actually a restricted country. So I'm not gonna tell anybody, but my eyes are on you. You better watch out. Just kidding, of course. If a VPN company wants to sponsor us, we are more than open to that. If anybody has any connections to some VPN sponsors, hit me up. You'll be able to do things like channel point predictions. And indeed, we're here for Port Lamau 2 next week. So we'll see how everyone's able to do on Port Lamau 2. I like that prediction as well, BGM. Polaco 2. Alright, cheers, y'all. We are going to be headed out soon. But as always, it was a pleasure. And we'll see you back. More RVRL action, more RVEC action. Channel point predictions. I guess we can go ahead and release the points for that. Choose a prediction outcome. Indeed, we had choose outcome. Our winner was Famous. And so those points are going to be handed out now. All right. Thank you, Kippy. And as far as overall, like, channel predictions on you mean on the Revolt Racing League? That would be sick too. Hey, shout out to Duck. Yes, as an American, I love jokes like that. Very cool stuff. Why do European people have the weird date times? That's crazy, right? Like, what's up with that? Yeah. So, channel point predictions for Revolt Racing League. We actually want to implement those as well, Kippy. That's a good point. We were thinking we'll have a couple highlighted... Yeah, we'll have a couple, like, highlighted tracks that are special tracks, and we'll do like the most exciting tracks or the crowd favorite tracks or whatever, those will be the ones that you can do channel point predictions on, and we'll do like 1 or 2 of them. That's the plan. So we'll kind of see how that goes too. Oh, Hungary does year month date. So does China. So I got used to that too. I'm definitely behind the YMD setup for sure. But that's gonna do it for us, I suppose, unless anybody has anything else. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, so let's see you next Wednesday. Big fan of YMD, Doug. Big fan. I would implement YMD as well if I ran my country, like a Shiv, Sid Meier's Civilization type deal. I would definitely have my people rocking the YYYY MMDD. But that is it. That is it. See you all around. Much love. And see you on Wednesday.